Quick intro. What's going on, peoples? Again, we back at it. Another one, another not just music podcast deal or deal internet basis. We call it.
Yes, sir.
Boy, Dwan Bruno, Quincy Murdoch in the building as always. Again, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? What's up, beautiful people? What's up? What's up? We back at it.
Hopefully, y'all ain't getting tired of us yet. We just getting started.
Yeah.
It's a lot more. As I said, we've been saying it's a lot more to come. So just stay tuned. But
We're
gonna get right.
We're gonna get y'all this. We're gonna get y'all this. So previous episode, I was talking about a lady by the name of Lisa Mozer. She's from Statesville, North Carolina. She moved to Charlotte. Just a little rundown. She moved to Charlotte.
Run it back for him.
She moved to Charlotte. They originally moved back to Statesville. She served 22 years in the service, the military. And she's wanting to bring attention to these Black historical places and Black historical people in my city, Statesville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So where I want to pick up at is she was basically, Mozer says only one of the places identified as African American landmark, and that is the Mount Pleasant AME Zion Church. For my Statesville people out there, if you didn't know that, it's only one place.
Oh, so she's Zion folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the church is a cornerstone for the community, Mozer says. Mozer says the church is surrounded by other landmarks that play a big role in the city's American and Black history. It's deep. It's deep. Mount Pleasant is near Green Street. Green Street. Now, let me do a little rundown. Green Street is one of my first places my mom stayed at. We stayed there for years. South Green Street, matter of fact. Yeah. So that's in my area. Shout out to Green Street. And Garfield Street, a neighborhood the city of Statesville recently recognized in a proclamation as significant historical district. So I think this church was like right up the street from my house, because it was a hill going up from my house. It was a white house. My aunt and my cousin stayed right beside me. We were neighbors with my aunt and my cousin. So the church was like right up the street, I think, from me, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway.
Oh, what's up?
Anyway, this is the same area Mozer and other community members are seeking additional historical destinations for places rich in Black history. Now I'm gonna read a list.
Okay.
The Holiday House, the former home of Dr. Robert S. Holiday, a prominent Black physician, and his wife Mary Charlton Holiday, school supervisor over the Black county school system. That's the Holiday House. This is new to me, man. That's okay.
That's great.
The second one, the Morningside School, built in 1942, integrated in 1968, first known as Colored Free School, later called Morningside High School.
And that's in Statesville?
Yeah.
Oh, dog.
All this, yeah, Mozer, that's what she's trying to do. It says Mozer and other community members are seeking additional historical destinations for places rich in Black history, meaning, in the Statesville area, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where she presides at. Let me see. The site of Billingsley Memorial Academy, the first generation of African Americans living in Statesville outside of enslavement after the Civil War, attended this school. So yeah, that was the Morningside School. So it said the site of Billingsley Memorial Academy, the first generation of African Americans living in Statesville outside of enslavement at the Civil War attended this school. Wow. Okay, and then I have the Green Street Cemetery, the oldest African American cemetery in Statesville. So that's just a little bit, you know, a rundown, man, what she's trying to do, what she's trying to bring recognition to. And I know we talk about people, you know, black influencers and things like that, but it's a lot of places too, man, is built and rich in our history, the black culture, you know, a lot of historical things, man, schools, cemeteries, you name it, you know, just to list a few.
Woo. That so the case of what she's pushing, the part that I like is hold on. I'm being heard. There we go. Now, again, I don't think this is one of those things. She discovers things of history through the church. Amazon was a big deal. Years. I mean, anybody that was like, if you like really tied in the church as heavy as like I am.
Yeah.
So to point out an Amazon church that's that one of its first, that's a big deal to point that out. So I like to find out some history on that church.
Let me say this. Let me add this. So
Yeah.
Green Street, the street that I was kind of, you know, raised on, it says Mozer hopes to see the Green Street / Garfield Street neighborhood established as Statesville Black History District. Okay. So that whole area must have been filled with, you know what I'm saying, black historical events, people. That's crazy. I lived on that street, man. You know what I'm saying? Historical, man. Like, bruh. It give you the chills, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it give you the chills, man. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, she's pointing out stuff, like pointing out areas and places in Statesville that's like not just the basics of Statesville. It's like actual places around Statesville that's like actual. Okay, this was monumental because Black history points here. You know, it makes it that much more satisfying and gratifying. Another thing too is, it as I was saying, you want people like that so you don't miss out on what used to be. Because if she's a certain age, she knows some certain things that we don't know. And for them to give that knowledge, for her to give knowledge like that is a big place of like, okay, how do we get in that space she's in? You know what I'm saying? And to be able to pick her brain, even if it's some stuff that we haven't found out yet, or some stuff that she hasn't uncovered yet, that she could show us some stuff too. That'd be dope.
Just to know I lived in that area.
Yeah, and this is why I said that's why I said, like,
and I never knew, and people probably would never know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this why this is important.
Yeah,
to me it is, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, like, bro, you could be living in a historical place and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You could be attending a historical church and not even know it, and just taking this for granted, just like it's a regular building. Yep. But we don't know the amazing people, brave individuals, Black individuals that passed through there during time, and the spirits that's left in that church and in these places, because spirits is real too. Spirits are real. So
yeah, oh yeah, and that's it's more than a monument. It's more like those things where they say it's like sacred. You know, there are certain sacredness to these places where, you know, some things happen. Some we don't know exactly, you know, what they could be. It's like, again, seems as if there's more history to look up. If she's pointing out something to, like, you know, that nature, that means it's something that needs to be, you know, unfolded in that light.
I know we got a park named Martin Luther King Park down here. The city named a park after Martin Luther King
Uh,
Jr. here. I
uh,
mean, it's been slowly progress, but like I said, it could be more. It could be more. It could
I
be
think it
way
could.
more, way
I
more.
think it
You know what
could.
I'm saying?
I think it
Yeah,
could. I think it
yeah,
could. I think it's just in you're looking at this stuff now. This is and I challenge you to this stuff uh being this is something that what I was saying, like how we have this platform, right?
yeah.
God willing is something that's like really solid that could be very original to showing certain areas and parts of North Carolina that people don't know about, the Carolinas in a whole, right?
Right.
Which is why I was saying, you know, we could take advantage of this stuff. Like, even if it's like the even if the quality isn't all the way dope on it, even it's the case of it's documented. We need to show it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like nothing is going to go unnoticed, even if it's shaky, even if it's something that's like scratchy. At the same time, to be able to capture some of this stuff though is very
Yeah.
pinnacle. It's
Yeah.
very pinnacle, bro. Like it's so pinnacle. Like I take it, even if it's even like this is to add to the texture of what we do as podcasters too. You
Uh-huh.
know, take the trash and make something out of it. Because like sometimes you may have like a messy situation or something that you've created, but
Yeah.
don't take it and just totally throw it away. I mean, even episodes that we shot with of Homisodes in the past, like if the audio was great, I used that and not even add show the video. Or if
Right.
the even if the video was slightly off or it was slightly degraded, I learned to just shrink the video and add commentary to the side of the whole video. Like
Make something out of nothing.
you gotta
Make
come up
something
with
out of
these.
nothing.
Yeah, you gotta get creative with that stuff, man. Don't ever feel like like what you doing or even where you're at. And if you got a phone, pull some. Y'all see something that's historical, especially when it comes to blacks and something for black people. Shoot it our way. Let's
Right.
talk about it. Let's put it up. Like I mean, even if
I
it's
gotta
people out
send
there
this.
that
I gotta send this to my mama. You know what I'm saying? What I
hey,
just
hey, bro, like that. I bet you she'll be totally, shocked just as much as I am. I'm still shocked.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Like
Yeah.
say that you lived in a location that's known for historical situations. Then when it comes to black folk, ain't
And
nothing like that.
people that know the two white houses in the little cut, the little scene, they know what I'm talking about. I stayed in one of them.
Uh huh.
My cousin stayed right beside me, and it was a ditch. It was a ditch down like in the backyard. And I remember we were kids. I know this off topic, and we got in my aunt car. It was up a hill, and we trying to fake drive and hit the clutch, and we went down. I think we ended up in the ditch. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, we were doing some crazy things at a young age over on Green Street. And Green Street brought so many great memories though, man. Like that was home for
See, sir, that's the
a lot of
dope
years
part.
until my mom had eventually bought a house. So that was home, man.
Uh, you know, your memories of places usually root to something that was dope that happened anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't know. I'm not saying we don't know nothing, but some stuff we visualize to say that you know that means just because you lived in a part of history, that means you can carry that the rest of your life knowing something about it,
Right. Right.
even if you choose to go deeper and find out what things happened there. I mean, it could be some stuff that was like really bad, but it turned out to be a good situation because the case of
I
look
just
at it
read
all these
all the
years. Yeah,
I
that's
just read
dope.
the crucial part, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
dope.
if they want to establish it as Statesville Black History District, Green
Uh
Streets,
yeah.
that mean, hey, that's self-explanatory right there. Like,
Let me
yeah,
let me commend you for that one because I like I say that was. And her name is what Mozer. What's her
Lisa,
first name?
Lisa, Lisa,
Lisa
L
Mozer.
I S Lisa
Uh-huh.
Moser, Mozer.
Lisa Mozer. So
I want
some
to get in
people,
touch with her, man. I'm
yeah, that'll be a dope situation if that and
yeah, yeah,
this is why this is why, if nothing else, man, like um meet, meeting people is a very different way of doing things. You know, sometimes those moments come that you can't pass up, and it's very personal, and it's a very good thing though, because a lot of these people want their story told or want their story, brought up in topic.
Mhm.
And people are writing about a shoe. Hey, let's keep raising the bar for her, if nothing else, because I mean, who else we gonna talk about that ain't, you know, what else? What other people can we talk about other than those that are local? That would be a lovely situation. But we always talk about those that are like off from a distance, or they ain't really, like we always say, why we always talk about the stars? The stars already get enough juice. Why not talk about the people that matter that's down here with us? But let me say this. Q brought one, and I'm gonna bring some. Um, the person of interest I was speaking of was talking about earlier, about knowing your where you come from, know
Yep,
about
yep.
know about stuff like this. And again, the person that I chose was a very significant person to me, just due to one, the era he was in the 1800s. And I actually found some detail on him. His name is John Chavis. We're gonna talk about him for a few seconds. Not gonna say a few seconds, for a little minute, but not nothing long. But this has to be told.
Mhm.
John Chavis was born in 1763. He died in 1838. Um, why he's such a pinnacle person? Um, it's the reason for a lot of people, especially in North Carolina, I felt, is if in like due to being a minister, because there's a lot of ministers in North Carolina that are African American. And I'm not talking about a lightweight number. I'm talking about a big number.
Yes.
And I think we all can call out maybe two or three, maybe even more on one hand. I mean, to get it off of just one hand, we call out a good grip of them. But one being particular, being him, is because he's a person who was part of the Revolutionary War. He's a veteran of that, and he's a prominent Presbyterian minister in Orange County at this time and the surrounding areas. He was forced to cease his public sermons when the General Assembly forbade his African American background. Of course, we couldn't have a lot at that time. And Q always say to do all of this stuff was wrong. You get caught up,
Mhm.
you get killed, you get whipped, you get in some real trouble just being educated.
Get sold off,
Yep.
sell you. Yeah, all of that.
Yep. The educated Negro at the time wasn't, celebrated. So you just wonder at that time how it really was. Again, he was forbade for being black and preaching after Nat Turner's 1831 slave insurrection. Uh Stephen B. Weeks celebrated him though in 1914. He published a profile in the Southern Workman, basically talking about him and speaking on him in good character though, because like I said, this is part of North Carolina's history. This is like um another state. We're bringing up stuff that's happening within the state of North Carolina, which is even better because it just shows you for a long time how blacks have been here, already been trying to like make things better for us. But I'm gonna read a little bit more because I found some more stuff on him. John Chavis was basically, like I said, a 19th century minister and teacher. He was the first African American to graduate from a college or university in the United States. Think about that. Say it again. Was the
Say
first
it again. Say it one more
African
time.
he was the first African American to graduate from a college or university in the United States, which is way deeper than what I was talking about earlier. You know, I
outside
kind
of
of
North Carolina. You feel me?
outside of North Carolina.
It's big.
Outside of North Carolina. Um, Chavis was born again. I'm gonna give some detail now. October 18th, 1763. His place of birth is debated by historians, so nobody really knows. So some scholars think that Chavis hailed from the West Indies. Others believe that he was born in Mecklenburg County. Others say Virginia, or that he was born in North Carolina, whichever that may be. But available records document that Chavis was a free African American. Hear what I said, bro? A free African American in 1700s and 1800s, right?
So what?
Um,
So even though he was slaved, he was free.
so
What that mean?
listen to what I said. He was living in a time where, as I told you, they didn't know really in the 1800s was there really a situation of slavery.
Oh, this was before slavery.
This is during the 1700s going into the 1800s. Which is again, they say available records document that Chavis was a free African American who probably worked for Halifax, Virginia attorney James Milner beginning in 1773. It is likely that Chavis utilized the books in Milner's extensive law library to educate himself. So, what can you say for a black man that's willing to take a chance like that, who went that far? But
Right.
again, to still end up in a state where basically African Americans, or in a place where African Americans weren't, we were frowned upon,
Mm.
which is the state of North Carolina. So also in 1778, while still a teenager, Chavis entered the Virginia Fifth Regiment and fought in the Revolutionary War. He served in the Fifth Regiment for 3 years. In the 1780s, Chavis earned his living as a tutor, and while working in this capacity, he married Sarah Frances Anderson. Although an excellent, although an excellent teacher, Chavis' own intellectual capacity was not satisfied. He soon moved his family to New Jersey to enter a tutorial program for John Witherspoon, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence in 1792. At the age of 29, Chavis was accepted into the College of New Jersey's Theological School, later renamed Princeton University. In 1794, after Witherspoon's death, Chavis left New Jersey, transferring to Liberty Hall Academy in Virginia, which was later renamed Washington Academy, and which would eventually become Washington and Lee University. Chavis was licensed to preach in the Presbyterian Church of Lexington, Virginia, upon his graduation from Liberty Hall Academy in the fall of 1799. In 1808, John Chavis opened a private school in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he taught black and white children. Chavis specialized in Latin and Greek, and his school soon gained a reputation for excellence. Before long, however, white parents protested in presence of black pupils, and Chavis rearranged his school, teaching white children during the day and African American children by night. Despite their insistence on segregated classrooms, some of North Carolina's most powerful whites sent their children to Chavis to be educated. Hear that? I know this kind of boring, but hear that.
No, say it
Chavis
again.
really had a situation where it was a segregated situation where he had to switch class make for blacks in the evening time and for whites in the afternoon time. But he's known for being one of the best teachers to teach amongst people's kids. Period. In North Carolina. As I said again, Chavis rearranged his school, teaching white children during the day and African American children by night. Despite their insistence on segregated classrooms, some of North Carolina's most powerful whites sent their children to Chavis to be educated. Chavis educated a generation of young North Carolinians, including the children of Governor Charles Manley. So I'm gonna stop right there because that's just basically why it basically starts to roll into what I was getting into. Um, More and more, the bigger and bigger, as we always talk about how blacks gain power, right?
Yep.
He started gaining power. The more and more he became more educated, the more power he gained. People
Mm-hmm.
wanted to learn from him. White people wanted to learn from him. And again, I think he just probably just stayed too long. And when he became a minister, to add all of that to insult, you know what I'm saying? How already churches were frowned upon in a sense, but he was just a minister. Um, but for the sake of understanding, I don't remember I asked, did he have a church? I don't even think he had a church. I just think that he was just a minister. So
There goes to my
um
point. What I was saying last
he
episode.
was doing bigger, yeah, he was doing bigger things and just it wasn't just a thing of he was in the church, he was actually outside of the church making moves.
That's
Um
what we literally mean by hit the streets.
definitely,
That's what we mean.
definitely,
He was hitting the
definitely.
streets.
And
Yeah.
and more so,
With the word. With the
yeah,
word.
yeah, more so not being just a minister, but just wanting to teach people. You know, like that's
Not just wanting to be in a building away from
mhm,
people.
mhm,
You wanted
teaching
to be out
people,
there touching
yeah,
people probably. I
educating
see what type of
kids,
vibe he was on. Yeah.
teaching math, I guess, teaching math, English, all of these subjects, and all of these Greeks, Greek languages that people had to learn at those times, because
And
people
them
were
the type of
starting.
pastors we need. We need those kind of preachers, man. Those type of pastors.
Mhm,
Um, ones I feel like, can go out there and touch people and go to the unpleasant places and save lives and touch lives, because we don't have a lot of that. If it don't look clean, a lot of churches don't want to get involved with it. They don't want to look dirty. I get dirty. I get their hands dirty or something that's not accustomed to what they do. So I think people like him would save a lot and change a lot.
definitely, man. And that's
You know
and
what I'm saying?
again, it's again to touch people. That's all. That's what we try to push for people to do. Be a mark. Be something that we're not talking about basketball stars. We're not talking about like any sports situation. We're not talking about like a musical situation. We're talking about people that actually were just trying to be just educators. Education is very still a very key important thing, and you become it's not saying that you looking for fame, but just to say that you teaching and teaching the next generation something, that's a very important thing because it's up to us. It ain't up to these kids to grow up and not know what's going on. If we ain't educating them, well, how are they gonna know stuff? So just know that there it was somebody black that you know the very first black man to be recorded as to graduate from a major university in those times. So it's not like I'm glad I found it. I'm glad Q found what he found about Miss Mozer. Lisa Mozer is her name. So take these people and John Chavis, Lisa Mozer, take these people, digest them. We definitely been hitting history stuff. So if y'all know stuff, if y'all find people, let us know. Um, that's it. Let's bring it to a close on again. Duane Bruno, Quincy Murdoch. Remember, subscribe to everything that we got. If you're on the website, easy to do. Just subscribe to the email. That's the easiest way. So that'll keep you directly in contact with us. I'm about to start doing some personal stuff as I spoke on in the podcast coming to, be tied into those emails. You want to kind of look around with these because these are going to be very helpful for not even just me, not even for just me, but for all of y'all. Even y'all that are just podcasters that dip in and check in on us just to see what's up. We appreciate all of that love too. Because we need each other to survive. We know that this is not a race. It's not a sprint.
Right.
It's definitely a marathon. Who's in it for the long haul? We're here for it. Again, Black historians is what we trying to be and what we shooting for. Long story short, again.
It's a good time to say we plan on, what I'm saying, starting out trying hit the streets, man, doing something for the community, in the near future, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Definitely.
got some things, you know, like we want to get out there and touch the people, like you spoke on the pastor,
Definitely.
the preacher. Like we it's more than sitting behind these cameras.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get out there and talk to people, man, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and network and connect, you know, with people.
Definitely.
That's what it's about.
Definitely. And if those that I said, if you know somebody, I mean, this is that's worthy of it. Not no fluff. This can't be fluff. This has to be something that's really can be shown and documented. So make sure y'all tap in with us. Not Your Music Podcast again. Dwan Marino, Quincy Murdoch, and we out.